Trigonometry is the study of right triangles. A right triangle is just a triangle in which one of the angles is 90 degrees. And the 90-degree angle is usually given by this box symbol here. Right triangles are extremely important in engineering, especially in mechanical, electrical, and civil engineering. And what we're going to start with first is just some basic information about right triangles. So as for any triangle, including right triangles, all the angles must add up to 180 degrees. So these three angles, here, here, and here, must add up to 180 degrees. Now the next thing to learn is that each one of the sides of the right triangle has a specific name. We're going to start with this side right here. The name of this side is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is the side that is always directly across from the 90-degree angle here. Now the names of the other two sides will depend on what we choose to be our angle of focus. And the real significance of what the angle of focus is and why it is important will come in later. Let's just say for now, I'm going to choose this angle right here as the angle of focus. And this Greek symbol right here is theta. So if we choose this angle here to be our angle of focus, that means this side right here is known as the opposite side. The opposite side is the one directly across from our angle of focus. This side right here is known as the adjacent side. And the adjacent side is the one that's right next to the angle of focus here. So notice how the sides that we call opposite and adjacent depend on what our angle of focus is. Well, the hypotenuse is always just the one directly across from the 90-degree angle. So we can never choose the 90-degree angle as our angle of focus. But let's say that we chose to switch our angle of focus to this one. That's going to switch up some of the names of our sides. But I always start by identifying the hypotenuse, and the hypotenuse is always going to be this one, the one that is directly across from the 90-degree angle here. Now remember, this side right here, this is the side that is directly across from the angle of focus here. So that makes this side the opposite now. Remember, it used to be the adjacent. And this side right here, the one that is right next to my angle of focus, this is now the adjacent side. So keep in mind the names of the three sides of a right triangle and their definitions. They play a huge part in the conversation we're about to have. But first, let's do a couple of practice examples to make sure you guys get it. So let's say I have these three triangles with the drawn-in angles of focus. And let's start with the one on the left. This one's going to be my hypotenuse. Again, remember, the one that's always directly across from my 90-degree angle. This side right here is my adjacent, the one right next to the angle of focus. And this one's my opposite, the one directly across from my angle of focus. For the one on the bottom, the one directly across from the 90-degree angle here, that makes this guy my hypotenuse. My angle of focus is here, so this one right here will be my opposite, the one directly across from that angle of focus, making this one the adjacent, the one right next to the angle of focus. And finally, for the last triangle, here's my hypotenuse. Here's my adjacent, right next to that angle of focus, and here's my opposite, across from the angle of focus. So make sure you memorize these terms and really have them ingrained in your head, because they form the basis of the conversation we're going to have in the next video, which really gets deep into the essence of trigonometry and why it's so useful in so many aspects of engineering.